Today, I wanted to break down my 7-figure Google Ads agency team structure. Why? Because a lot of you are Google Ads agency owners or aspiring agency owners, and even if you are a brand owner watching this, I still feel like this could be helpful to you. I'm going to show you how we manage around 40 clients right now, and genuinely, I think about $1 million a month in ad spend. Relatively fire-free, okay? So my name's George. I operate an agency, as I said, we spend quite a lot on Google Ads for e-commerce brands. I'm going to break everything down here. Okay, so here's a bird's eye view of the business, and I'm going to break down the main kind of departments, let's say. So the biggest and the most important is, of course, the delivery department, which is all to do with the Google Ads media buying itself, okay? And then there's also the creative department, which is pretty small. It's really just me, my ops manager, and my kind of YouTube manager. There's the operations side, which again is me, my ops manager, and our virtual assistant. And then there's the finance side, which is fractional, okay? So other than the finance side, everyone else is full-time. So there's about 10-ish full-time people in the company right now, which is relatively okay. So let's break down the delivery side. So basically, there's essentially right now 5 full-time Google Ads media buyers. This should say 5. And there's 1 full-time Bing Ads media buyer. We have a couple clients that want Bing Ads, and so we have a specialist at the agency because if you're a certain size in your brand, Bing Ads can actually be a very profitable and successful add-on. But that's by the wayside. So each Google media buyer has between 6 to 7 clients each. I find that to be the sweet spot. Going over that is an absolute death sentence, but going under that, they actually kind of find themselves, in my opinion, with a lot of free time. And what a lot of brand owners need to get in their head is it's not a bad thing if the media buyer managing your account has other clients. It's a good thing, because they will learn things from those accounts and bring those lessons over to you. It would be a terrible, terrible thing to have a media buyer that only has 1 client or even 2 or 3. It's just not enough. They're not going to generate enough learnings. Now, of course, it's important to ask, hey, how many clients is my media buyer running? And if it's like anything over like 9 or 10, that's like a little bit too much. And there's some agencies that definitely do that. But I would say around the 5, 6, 7 mark is actually optimal. Okay, it's optimal. So, and this is, by the way, a problem with in-house teams is that they just work on your account every single day and they get complete tunnel vision. They don't learn new things. They don't get new lessons, and that can be a bad thing. So the media buyers, they kind of handle everything with the clients, right? So they manage the clients and launch the client accounts. They communicate with the clients, right? Because who else is better poised to answer a specific question about the account than the media buyer who runs it? They're also running weekly meetings with the clients, weekly reports, and then they're obviously hopping on calls with me to discuss performance, right? We do 1 specific client delivery focus call per week where we discuss all of that, okay? And so, yeah, it's very, very simple. They kind of have their own clients in a way, right? My business is just selling amazing Google Ads people, and I love it. It's great, So in terms of managing media buyers, I think that might be a really useful point for me to touch on. What are some things that we do? So one thing that you can actionably do, whether you have an in-house team or a media buyer or you run an agency, is make sure your account managers submit end-of-day reports, okay? I think some media buyers and agency owners or agency owners and brands, go too far. They micromanage their media buyers, right? They try and get them to have a spreadsheet and fill out every single change they do. You don't need to do that. You just go to the change history in Google Ads and export it. You can export it every day. You can set up an automation to do it for you. So you don't need them to just work on the account and then go in a spreadsheet. It's just horrible. It's not fun doing that. You can make the argument, it helps them make decisions, but I don't think so. I think being in the account and being in a flow state is actually the best. So instead of doing that, instead of getting them to log their changes as they go along, just get them to give you a report on each of their accounts at the end of the day, all right? And not the minor changes like, I increased the budget by $5 or I increased the TROAS bid by 10%. It's like just the major changes. And of course you will remember the major changes. And if they don't, then they should go back through the change history and find those major changes. And sometimes there don't need to be any major changes. It's actually a red flag if they're making huge changes every day, because this is not good for learning, right? You need to give Google Ads time to learn. So end of day reports in Slack, a breakdown of each account that they're managing, and then maybe a summary of how they felt the day went in general. It's very useful, okay? So I recommend that. I recommend a weekly account focused meeting, or of course, if you just an in-house team and they're focusing on one account, just a weekly meeting on that, obviously. But going over what we do is we go over the spend and then the KPI. So we look at, for all of our accounts, we look at two things. How much have we spent in the last 7 days, excuse me, and was that at the KPI that we are trying to achieve? Now, some clients want ROAS, some clients want CPA, some clients want net profit, some clients want MER, some clients want NCPA. There's a lot of differences, but that's fine because brands differ. So it's just a case of, did we spend more than the previous 7 days? And did we hit KPI? If both of those, the answers to those questions are yes, then we're very, very happy. And usually they are, because my team is the best. Okay, so that's that. If you have any questions on that, drop it in the comments. Then I have my amazing operations manager. Shout out Cam if you're watching this. He is fantastic. He manages everyone. He manages the media buyers. He makes sure they're getting back to clients promptly. He creates and updates SOPs for them to follow. Now, by the way, we don't really SOP media buying. You can't really SOP Google Ads media buying. And when I say SOP, I mean standard operating procedure, like instructions. You can't really do that. You just need to hire analytical and intelligent people with experience, and then they're going to do the things for you. It's pointless to try and SOP out the media buying. It's never going to work because every account is different and the market changes, etc. Just having really just guidelines and cadences, like, hey, you should be optimizing the account at least 3 times a week, right? At least 3 times a week, and that is really what Cam helps everyone to do and to stay on task, etc. So very, very good. And he helps us hire the media buyers. Okay, so this is another really important tip. How do you hire amazing media buyers? Well, one distinction that I've made is there's 2 types of Google Ads people, okay? There are and this is very blunt and very rude, but I'm gonna be honest with you, and because this will help you if you're trying to hire a Google Ads person for your business. There are the technical people, and then there are the wishy-washy people, all right? There's the technical media buyers who just get it. They understand scripts, they understand seasonal adjustments, they understand conversion pathways, they understand deep analytical things, merchant center, custom labels, listing group, item IDs, all of these complicated things that, to be honest, even I don't, fully grasp some of these things. And then there's the wishy-washy people, which are more just sort of like broad, overall kind of vague understanding of Google Ads, where they don't really go into the technicalities and the analytical stuff. And that is what makes the difference. That's the 80-20, right? Is figuring all of that complicated stuff out. I hope that makes sense. So make sure you hire the really technical person who probably can speak on stuff that maybe you don't even understand within Google Ads, okay? If they just, spout out stuff that you already know, then how are they going to do a better job than you, So there you go. It's food for thought. And then we have our finance team that obviously, help the finances of the agency. We have a VA. Now the VA does a lot of our kind of content YouTube stuff, but a VA will also help out the media buyers. So if there's just a specific laborious task that can be just simply done, with simple Loom instruction, then the virtual assistant will help them out and free up the media buyer to kind of focus on the higher leverage things in the account. We of course have our kind of YouTube manager who, formats the delightful video you're watching now. And then we also have myself. So I'm focused purely really on growth and leadership. So sales calls. So if you book a call down below, it will be me on that call. Very rare an agency will do that. Running ads for the business, growing the business, content for the business, partnerships for the business. My job is really to acquire, and then my team are just amazing at fulfilling. Way better than I would ever be, by the way. So if you want me to run your Google Ads, you don't, because my team are better than I am. So that is really how I structure my Google Ads agency at a 7-figure level. Please let me know if you've got any questions in the comment below on hiring media buyers, firing media buyers, managing Google Ads people, managing virtual assistants, whatever it is. Managing an agency, and I would be happy to answer those. And if you want someone to run your Google Ads for you, if you want this team to run your Google Ads for you, whether it's coaching you on Google Ads, setting up your Google Ads for a one-time payment, or actually being your Google Ads agency, then book a call in the link, and I will speak to you on that call. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.